What up, Big Cheds? I'm updating the Twitter Spaces playlist, uploading for safekeeping the Twitter Spaces series. I've got a few more to go, and then we'll be all caught up. I'm Big Cheds on Twitter, Cheds Trading on YouTube. Check out my books on Amazon, and check out Bitcoin Live. Here we go. Charting to my YouTube. We're going to take a little bit more time and let the room fill up. But if you want to jump in and you'd like to be one of the first people to talk and to ask questions, is what it's all about. Hit that button to request to speak. I'm going to pause here for just a moment, let the room fill up a little bit, and then we'll get rolling. Let's get started. Sooner we get started, sooner we can get right to it. I'm Big Cheds on Twitter. Check out my YouTube channel, Cheds Trading. I'm the author of Trading Wisdom, Trading Quotes, and My Battles with Cancer. Trading Wisdom is a best-selling book. You can get a third of it for free on my YouTube. Cheds Trading, aforementioned. Cheds Trading, check out the playlist, Trading Wisdom. If you're like, a lot of the questions people will ask today, and I'll keep referring to it, I'll say, hey, have you watched my masterclass series? It's free, right? And I'll keep asking you that. And so that's where you want to start on the YouTube channel. Go watch the masterclass series. It will help you get a good firm grip on the basics of classical charting and Japanese candlestick analysis. We use those methods to trade crypto. Let's see. So, I've been doing spaces all week. I've done one literally every day this week. So that's kind of crazy. I did one Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this is the 8th spaces I've done this week. So you can go back and listen to all of them. Those replays are available, on my Twitter, eventually on YouTube. It's the 5-year anniversary sale for Bitcoin Live. There's actually just like 10 hours left on the sale. I'm surprised that the admin set the pricing that low for the sale. It's kind of crazy. It's like $27 for 3 months. Kind of nuts. Because even normal price is a big discount. If you look at it, for what you get access to all the contributors, not just one of us. That'd be normal pricing for just one person, but it's literally the best team in the world that studies crypto. And I'm proud to be part of that team. I've been doing market reports for 5 years, and for 4 years, I have not missed an update. Wednesday and Sunday night. Twice a week I stop, full market report. Just did one last night. It was a nice report for the members. So for those who are listening, hopefully you've enjoyed it. So that's why we're here. This format is Ask Me Anything, and it works because folks like you who are listening, we got 65, we'll build it up to over 100 probably at least. Folks like you who are listening, you kind of step up and you ask questions. I'll give you my best honest opinion, feedback, and what I think about whatever your question is. And the folks who are listening, they get the value, right? So you can help create the value for everyone else by asking a question. So before I get started, I'll need at least a couple more of you to hit that button in the bottom left that says request to speak. And once I've got a nice little group of folks who want to ask questions going, we can get this party started. I see you, Cliff. Just hang on. I'll add you, but just wait until I'm ready. I'd like to get a couple more people lined up. So, folks, we're going to wait until you step up and you request to speak. As they say, a lazy student asks no questions. So don't be a lazy student. This is a great opportunity for you to come up and talk. And I guess we'll start now. We got a couple. So, Cliff, why don't you go first? What up, Andrew? Hang on, brother. I'll get you next. So hang on, brother. All right, Cliff.
Yeah, I got a hat trick 3 days in a row, first to speak. I feel blessed.
We're all blessed, man. We're living in a good time.
Nice one. How are you doing, Cheds? You good?
Oh, it's beautiful, man.
Hello,
Beautiful.
can you
Yeah,
hear
Andrew,
me?
hold on. I'll get to you next. Yeah, Andrew, I'll get to you next, brother. Okay.
So the question of today is,
Andrew, please
how?
let me mute. Jeez, I guess they couldn't hear me. Go ahead, Cliff. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the question of today is,
Yeah,
how do you identify a trend reversal? I would
yeah,
like to
yeah,
apply your technique to something like you done the 18.5K level on Bitcoin.
yeah.
So I would like to do it with other assets. So what are the key things I should look for? That's
Okay.
question number one.
You want me to answer that, or you want me to get the
And
second question first? Let me answer that. Let me answer that.
yeah, let's do the first one.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
sure,
I don't
sure.
want to. So you want to. There's a thing where for the lesson one is you're listening to the price and you're paying attention when the price is establishing levels, right? So for example, if the price establishes like a support level and it holds it for like a couple weeks or a month or two, and then it loses it, that's a sign that the trend is continuing. It's going lower. If the price can eventually rally and recapture that level, that's a momentum change. So you're always kind of looking to see where the price like sets a level, loses it, and recaptures it, and you see momentum pivoting, right? There's all sorts of methods that people are using. People use a diagonal break. I like to recommend what's called a two-level filter, where diagonal break can alert you to start to look for a horizontal break. So you wait for a lower high recapture, right? And the lower high is usually a level that used to be support and was turned into resistance. So you're really just looking to see where the chart, or even like where the chart loses support and then quickly comes back up above it, and you have what's called a deviation. So some of the best trades will come from just a simple deviation, a simple kind of a fake out, aka a bear trap, right, or a bull trap. So you're looking for the price to set a level and then to do something with it, either lose it and recapture it later, or to quickly lose it and then quickly recapture it. And that's kind of the most simple way to do it, right? And then you think about like a trend as defined in classical charting as the 200 period moving average. And I assume you've watched my masterclass series. I've mentioned it to you now every day. Um,
Yep.
the trend is the 200 rising moving average. So, if the price drops
On which time frame should we look, on the weekly or
daily or
daily,
weekly,
or which
is
matters the most?
fine. The
Daily or
longer
weekly? Okay.
you look, the stronger the signal, the more value it is. But daily's pretty good. Daily's good. So you look for the price to recapture that as well. Stuff like that. What's your second
Yeah.
question?
Okay. So the second question is, BTC on the 4 hourly
Oh,
chart.
four
It
hour.
done a
Okay.
series. Yeah, 4 hour. It done a series of lower
Yep.
highs,
Yeah. Yep.
and
It's getting tight though,
and
but it's got higher lows too.
yeah, exactly. And that's the question. Like, how do you, even on the larger time frames, doesn't matter the time
Mhm.
frame, but how do you, what do you make of it? Like, it's so confusing, it's doing completely opposite things on the higher points and the lower points, and it's just,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know,
It's
like,
not. It's
what does
not
it mean?
confusing for me. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, we had a bottoming pattern. We had a bottoming pattern confirm on the weekly chart, and it broke out at 25K, confirmed the reversal at 25K, and it paused where we expected it to, right around 30K. And I've kind of walked through that on my Twitter and on my YouTube and on Spaces. And it's just based on basic trend analysis. You could see it coming and it's doing what we're expecting. And now it's consolidating above the breakout level. And when you drop to a 4 hour, like when you really should only drop to lower time frame when the price is at a key level or after volatility. And it's just price ranging right now. So 4 hour really doesn't give you too much information. Um, it's literally still just bullishly consolidating above support. Simply put, right? What you can see it on the daily or on the weekly, right? And sure, the 4 hours doing a tightening range. That just means it's getting close to completing a multi-day consolidation.
So it's going to break out soon, one way or the
Correct.
other, and you're left.
But it's edge bulls. It's an edge bull situation just based on the trend. If it drops below 25, you can get more cautious and you can kind of wait for more price structure to develop. But you have to give bulls benefit of the doubt on anything above 25K.
Okay. Can I have one quick cheeky question?
Okay.
If you would have to choose one asset except for Bitcoin for the next, I don't know, 2-3 years,
Yeah.
that could have the potential to do like, at least 50% upside,
Oh, Ethereum.
which one would?
I mean, obviously,
Ethereum.
Ethereum. Yeah.
Okay, but not from the crypto world. Let's say, yeah, that's too easy. That's too easy.
I don't know. How many years?
Let's say up to 3 years.
Up to 3 years, and you want like what, 50% move?
Yeah, to
That's a
the
big
upside.
move. That's a big move. That's a big move. 50% from here. That's a big move. Let's see. It would be some equity, something that I don't know, like I don't know, AT&T, or maybe like Xerox. How about Xerox? XRX.
I'll have a look into
All
it.
right.
Thank you.
Peace out, brother.
Yeah, see you later,
Thanks,
dude.
man. Good to talk to you again. Daniel, I believe. Danyal Azam from Pakistan. What's up, brother?
Hey, how are
Good,
you?
man. How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm from Pakistan and I really enjoy your Twitter
Thank you.
spaces. And I have just one real quick question
Okay.
for you. And the question is that a lot of people may have already asked you, but what I am looking at 4 hour time frame is, as you have seen, that we have been in a very thin consolidation from like past two
Yeah.
weeks. So, do you think that this narrowly consolidation is going to be a breakout to the upside, as we have like no volume increasing, but we all know that the institutions are
No,
buying.
that's
The
irrelevant. No,
institutions
no,
have
no,
already
no. If you're going
accumulated.
to talk about the 4 hour
Mhm.
chart, you can't then add in institutions.
Okay.
Like, show me, there's nothing on the chart that says institutions. Like, if you want to talk about the chart,
Okay,
let's
but
talk about
if
the
we
chart. Like, let's stay focused on, the chart, right?
okay. So what do you expect with this narrowly consolidation? Because we rarely see this, that the we haven't seen a very big movement or like even a 1 to 2% movement in like past
Yeah,
one
it's
week.
pretty
So
standard.
what do you expect from this?
Yeah, it's
That
pretty standard consolidation.
Mhm.
By the way, have you watched my YouTube? I did like 3 or 4 YouTube streams this week. And even my
Okay,
Bitcoin live report from last Wednesday is public, and you can go watch that. It's free, and
okay.
I go into like super in depth detail about the trend. So you should know
Mm-hmm.
exactly. You should feel really
Mm-hmm.
comfortable right now about like what's happening. I mean, it broke out at
Mm-hmm.
25K. It rejected where we expected it to. You read around 30,
Mm-hmm.
30.5K, and now it's consolidating above the
Mm-hmm.
breakout level, and it's likely 65% likely to continue up. You
Mm-hmm.
don't need volume in consolidation. Volume will trail off during consolidation. Lack of volume while the price is
Mm-hmm.
consolidating is not a clue. It's actually normal.
Okay, I get it. I have actually one more question for you from daily
Uh-huh.
time frame. Like if we look at the daily time frame, like from if we go back in time, like from
Yeah.
January, like if we see the overall trend from January, it's still bullish and the price is still maintaining its like its support, and we can expect a new high. And if we look at the local structure from like past 2 months, then it is indicating that we have turned like
What?
bearish. So what are your
What? When did
expectations
when
with
did
this? Like
when did we turn bearish? I must have missed the memo.
no. If we look at the local structure, like the local structure on daily
Yeah.
time frame, like from till we hit like 30,800, after that we have seen
That's
that the
not bearish.
market is already
That's
coming
not
from the,
bearish.
it's not bearish, I
Consolidation is
couldn't.
not bearish.
Mhm.
Like think
No, that's
that's
not.
my point. Think about like a bull
Mhm.
flag, right? Like a bull flag makes a move up and then it consolidates in like a falling wedge or a falling channel. That's not bearish consolidation. That's just consolidation. It's not bearish. I mean,
Mhm.
you have to look
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
hard to make a bearish argument in Bitcoin, right?
Okay.
It's just simply
Mhm.
doing healthy, normal consolidation after a breakout, and it's held the key breakout level. And like
Okay.
bears have done almost no damage. So I just yeah, I kind
Mhm.
of reject
Mhm.
the framing of it that even like local structures bearish. I just don't see it.
Okay, the overall daily market look finds, and I
Yeah.
think that we may see a new local high like in the next
Uh huh.
month.
Okay. Sure.
So,
Sure.
mhm,
Maybe that's the case.
mhm,
I think. Look, if you
mhm,
are not in the market right now, you're waiting for the price to interact with 25K, or you're waiting for the price to
mhm,
break above maybe 31K, and then you can kind of
mhm.
ride the trend and see it push to maybe the mid to the high 30s at that point. So we are in a consolidation
Okay.
chop channel after a move up. It's normal. The price needs to consolidate. You have to balance out short-term speculators. You have to reset the oscillators. It's exactly what we're doing. All
Uh-huh.
right.
I get it.
And
I
then if we
get it.
break below
Mhm, mhm,
25K, then you have to rethink things a little bit and step back and be a little bit more cautious and wait to see if we respect
Mm-hmm.
the higher time frame structure, weekly MA20, right? And kind of go from there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I get your. Thank you
Cheers.
so much. Thank
Thanks,
you so
man.
much.
Thanks for hanging out. Folks, you can join the
Okay.
conversation. Hit that button to request to speak. I'll bring you up in order. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear questions. Challenge me. Make it hard. What's up, Crypto Soho? To the moon, BTC. Crypto Soho, to the moon, BTC. That's your handle. Oh, to the moon, ETH BTC. Crypto Soho, can you hear me? I'll give you about a 5 count. Crypto Soho. Crypto Soho, 5, 4. Crypto Soho, 3. Can you hear me, Crypto Soho? That's you, buddy. All right, well, I'll get back to you. We'll go to Cleve in the house, Crypto Cleve. Good to have you
Hey,
back.
what's up? What's going on? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, man. What's
Cool.
cracking? I hear the computer chair. Is that what that is?
Yeah, I'm on like doing some other stuff on the side too, but
Yeah.
figured I'd pop up for a second and say what's up.
Sure. What's going on?
It's I heard you mention his .eth name. I was
Hey,
gonna
what?
mention ETH
Go,
today
go for it. Yeah.
on my mention, but you guys
Yeah.
were talking about Bitcoin not looking too bad in terms of
Mm-hmm.
obviously holding 25, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like could you make the argument that not saying ETH is bearish, obviously it's what down from 4,800, 46, wherever it was at the top there in
Just
November.
underperforming
Um,
Bitcoin a little bit.
a little, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I almost feel like you could argue a possibility of like a range forming with
Sure.
that, last month high kind
You're
of
talking about
peaking out just
ETH BTC or USD?
USD.
Okay.
But how we ended up just looking at it from like a monthly, excuse me, back in, was it August of 22, kind of that 2000 high roughly.
Yep.
Last month we overshot that, couldn't close it. And then early
Yeah.
in May, we ended up getting close to that same wick. So it's
Yeah.
almost like we're kind of testing that, almost like a range high in a way.
Yeah, it's got a well
And
defined. Range peak for sure. Absolutely.
yeah, so it seems like for that, maybe we're at like a range high, potentially, a
Mm-hmm.
key spot. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I almost look at, if we have a corrective leg, like maybe we come
Yeah.
back to, the mid 15s or somewhere in 1400s
Mm.
where like the
Mm.
2017 all time high was like
Mm-hmm.
1440, depending on which exchange you're looking at.
Yeah.
As like a mid-range area, or
Sure.
if we do just chop around, things get kind of dicey. I mean, who's to say we
Yeah.
can't go back? Obviously, level to level, but
Yeah.
who's to say we can't chop around, form a base here between 1,000 and 2,000, which is a big range. But
That's a pretty deep cut
um,
from here, though, don't you think?
I think so. But maybe take it in one place. But not saying it happens like next week, but
Yeah, it would have
I
to
think
happen
that would be.
quickly. I think it would have to happen quickly. Um, and I don't know. I don't disagree with you because I think it's always good to have. We've talked about a lot before. It's good to talk to you. I think it's good to have like low ball bids too. I mean, like in case because Bitcoin could it will lull you to sleep and then it will drop like $1,000 in like 10 minutes or bounce at that whatever. Like it could do that. So it's always good to have low ball bids. And the way you're talking about it seems reasonable to me. I mean. I think it'd be a great buying opportunity if it gets down below there. I mean, I'm playing 1700 first, then I'm playing daily MA 200 first, and then from there I'll probably drop to like 1450.
Yeah, no, I like it. Yeah, that's kind of my mindset is, if we start to see a deeper kind of pullback for the say high teens for Bitcoin, if we end up getting back down there,
Yeah,
if we lose that 24 25K spot,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
again, just playing it level to level, like I feel like at this point, kind of looking at it, Exos mentioned it of like looking at things on like the tail end of accumulation, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's an awesome way to kind of look at it is like if or when, because economically speaking, I feel like a lot of the growth indicators don't look great. Like you have these companies that are performing well because they're not. I heard a guy say it this morning that worded it well of like companies aren't really like raising their guidance. They're just going up off of earnings because they're not doing as bad as everybody expected. So it's like maybe once we start seeing guidances added up and like the whole PMI stuff and not to go into
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of fundamental stuff, but like if
Yeah,
that
it's
starts to
okay.
kind of take a dive and then starts to level out and maybe start to, a more positive outlook comes around, then maybe if that coincides with crypto and stuff, taking a little bit of a nosedive and balancing itself out. Maybe that's that tail end accumulation of buying a little bit lower to then
Mm-hmm.
try to hold for a potential prior cycle, that we've seen before if history repeats itself. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting, but I'm in the
Yeah.
same camp. Like if we revisit any of those lows at this
Mm-hmm.
point, like I think, that's great risk reward to bind for trying to
Yeah.
hold it for a little while.
Yeah. It's
Where
different
you
than
hold it,
last
who
year.
knows
It's
with
different
all
than
that
last
ledger
year.
stuff.
It's different than last. We'll talk about that. It's different than last year, where it's a little more like careful. I mean, now you want to buy the dip because the trend is reversed, and you mentioned a lot of like stuff outside the chart, which is reasonable, and I think that speaks to the fact that like just the market needs to digest some more. Broader equities and crypto. I just I see us mostly sideways for the rest of the year, and that's kind of been my thinking for a while. Maybe slightly up, but mostly sideways.
I
And
agree with that.
we just got to churn, man. We got to work through all that. The ledger thing is ridiculous. I mean,
Just
um,
wild.
what? And I mean,
Was
we've talked about every spaces, but like, so first of all, Cleve, first of all, to make any new high, we need new retail, right? And so you got to convince
mhm.
retail like there's a reason to jump into crypto, and then you got to like tell them where it's safe to store their coins. So it's like it's hard enough just to get people in the ecosystem, but then it's like where can you even like keep your stuff? You know?
Yep, because I mean Ledger was, that's kind of where I was telling people
Me too.
that were
Yep, me
asking me
too.
for some guidance, like, and
Absolutely.
up in
Yeah.
for the last 5 years, it was that or like Trezor wallets basically were kind
Hmm.
of the top two. Now you have some others like
Yeah.
coming out kind of competing, and maybe we have to look into those. But who's
That's
to
good.
say
The
that
market will
they're not in
maybe
the
the
same
market will
boat?
do that. There's a demand for it, right? So maybe market forces will come up with a solution, right?
Yeah, entrepreneur routes of like, if there's a problem that arises, like Ledger kind of
Yes.
falling over, like can
Yes.
someone come up and actually solve that issue and not follow in
Yes.
those footsteps? So definitely
That's what I think. That's what I'm hopeful. That's why I'm hopeful. I kind of
stay
believe in market
optimistic.
forces.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. So
definitely. Well, yeah, I just wanted to pop up, toss the E stuff. I know you're rolling through with some people, but happy
cool.
Monday, everyone. Always good chatting with you. It's cool to see you're knocking some of these spaces out. Last thing, not trading related. Are you
Yeah.
watching the playoffs at all?
God
NBA? I know
damn
you're a
it.
basketball
Celtics are
guy.
so I love the Celtics. They
Oh.
disappoint me. I
Yeah,
mean, they're
I
such a
was.
good regular
Yeah,
season team, but like Jason Tatum, I mean, like wake up. And
right.
so we don't talk about that in
Yeah,
my house anymore. I mean,
I didn't anticipate to see 3-0 on both sides. So,
no, it's crazy. Yeah.
Lakers Nuggets. You think they get swept tonight,
Um,
or you
I
think they at
doubt
least
it.
get worn
Nah,
out?
I wouldn't. I think LeBron will definitely. I think you don't want to count out LeBron to at least put up a couple dubs. So I doubt they get swept.
I hear it. Oh, Father Time, I think, starting to kind of catch up a little bit potentially,
Yeah,
but he's still
maybe
dominant. But
he's still dominant. Maybe, yeah,
it's
but
crazy.
but you
But all
can't
right,
like
well, I'll hop
closeout
off
games
here.
are hard. Closeout games are really hard, and especially when you're
Yes.
up 3-0, like the other team knows, like, we can let them have this one. Like
Yeah, their
it's
backs
just
against the wall, and
psychology.
then but if you
Yeah,
give LeBron a couple,
yeah. I could see him
so
winning
it'll
at
be
least one.
interesting.
I would bet against a sweep, but I'm wrong a
Yeah.
lot, so we'll see.
Aren't we all?
Take
So,
care,
but all
brother.
right, man. Well, enjoy your day. Good
Thank you.
talking to you guys.
You too. All right, let's see your back. Crypto Soho. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yo,
Hi, how are you, Cheds?
I'm doing well, Crypto Soho. How are you?
Fine, thank you very much. Also, I'm a Bitcoin member live.
Oh,
I have
wonderful.
been there. I have been there like 1 year. I
Wow.
have read. I have read your book also.
Mm,
My questions to you. Uh, I appreciate everything you done there, but my question here is: I know that you are looking to buy at support in
yeah,
Bitcoin
yeah.
at 25.5. Okay.
Hmm.
My question there is, what do you wait for to enter a trade? Do you enter or market buy? Do you enter a limit order?
Limit.
What
Usually limit.
confirmations do you
Yeah.
have? Do you have footprint? Do you wait for a structure to change, or what do you do?
It's a little bit of both here. Generally speaking, what I'm going to do. Um, so what I'll first of all, I'll probably scale in as well. So I might just have like a small position just set to buy limit order already, at a certain level, maybe 25.2. But as the price gets closer, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop to a lower time frame, right? A 4 hour, a 1 hour. And if I want to go long, I'll look for something maybe called a spring, where the price will set like a support level. It will lose it and recapture it, And then that allows me now, okay, now I have a clear level to define my risk, right? I'm long because the price is reclaimed 25K or 25.2, and I'll get out if it goes lower. So I may have a small position to start because I'm scaling in, but the bigger lesson is I'm dropping to a lower time frame when the price is at a key level, and then that allows me to look for some type of a price structure upon which I can structure my trade and define my risk.
Yeah, because right now the structure to me
Yeah,
on the daily is bullish, but if you see the 4 hourly, the
yeah.
30 minute is very
30
so
minute?
yeah, 30 minutes. I see that the 1 minute too.
That's muy rapido, brother. Muy rapido. 30 minutes?
Yeah, 30 minutes too.
I don't know, brother. Look, you don't go to 30 minute right now. Like, you only go to low time frame after volatility, or when the price is at a key level. Like, when we're in like kind of a choppy, boring sideways, like, you do not go to 30 minutes. The wrong time to do it.
I go to 1 minute too.
All right, why not, man? Okay. You're having fun with it, I can tell. So that's all good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, man. I hope you do well, okay? Great to talk to you, man, and thanks for all your support. Folks, I'm going to get you all in order. Next up, we have Rafael Ailing de Souza. What's going on, Rafael?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How you doing? Good, buddy.
First of all, I would like to thank you a lot for your lessons. The lessons are very, very good, precise.
Obrigado.
Yeah, I just acquired the Bitcoin Live membership, and it's also, damn, it's very good.
It's the best team in the world that studies
It's the
crypto.
best, man. Damn.
It's not even close.
Uh,
It's not even
yeah, I
close.
know that we're supposed to talk about technical stuff here, but I
Okay.
would like to know from you
Yeah.
what do you think on the long term, like not only for the cryptocurrency
Mm-hmm.
itself, but more specifically for Bitcoin,
It's
like
good. It's a good future.
1 2 years, because
Yep.
the environment that we are right now is kind of, you know, high inflation, raising taxes, and all of that, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So I think Bitcoin's going to stick around. I think if the quote unquote powers in the world, or the forces that be, if they wanted to kill Bitcoin, they would have killed it in its early stages. And I think Bitcoin's already part of the system. It's not going anywhere. I think over time, volatility will trend down on Bitcoin as the price goes higher and as it becomes more and more part of world markets. Um, I see Bitcoin trending sideways for the next year and a half. I don't think we see a new all-time high until probably 2025, maybe late 2024, but probably, first quarter 2025. And that's just like a super random guess. I mean, it's like, I could very easily, I probably will be wrong, right? Because you can't, like, it's hard. It's hard to predict more than like a couple days out, right? It's hard to, the further you go out, the
No, right. Yeah, sure.
less useful it is.
I would like to ask you only because I used to follow the free content of Bob Lucas.
He's really good. He's really
It's
good.
really damn very good, but you
Yeah,
have to be very, very patient as well. It's difficult.
sure.
The mentality that we have to acquire to go on this journey is difficult. But yeah, I appreciate a lot your work, man. Damn.
Obrigado, primo.
De nada.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I'm just it's a good ecosphere. I'm glad that I'm part of it. I'm glad I'm adding value, but I'm still learning and I'm teaching what I learn. And I love that I can do these spaces and talk to people around the world. It's super super fun. Having a ton of fun with it. And I'm doing YouTube tonight. If you're still awake, go
Yeah,
ahead and
sure,
check
sure.
it out.
I've already watched your first masterclass
Very good.
video. I have to watch the two other ones yet,
Yes.
but
Good.
it's very, very good content, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, man. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you.
Bye.
All right, let's go, Rafael. You're up next, and we'll get to you after that, Boone. And folks, if you want to join the conversation, just hit the button. I'll bring you up. We can talk. Ask me a question. Armando. Oh, sorry, Amandeep Singh Juneja. Amandeep. What's up, Amandeep?
Hey, thank you so much for bringing it up. It's Aman. You can call me Aman, so that's easier. uh,
Amand.
Yeah. I'm sorry
What's
about
up,
the
man?
noise behind me. My question is a bit of a technical question. I myself, I'm
Good,
doing, yeah,
good,
I myself, I'm doing CMT right now, and
very good. I love CMT.
yes, thank you. I'm also doing masters in wealth management here in UK, so I'm trying to
Wow.
relate that a bit. It's similar to banking and finance, kind of.
Yeah.
So my question is, in CMT, we have seen that how structures, maybe patterns and structures, how we wait for the like the confirmations at the breakout,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then
Yep.
we try to buy it. That really makes sense to me. But
Uh
I've
huh.
also seen some traders who, I mean, it's a different style maybe, but they
Good.
try to do range trading. So they make a
Yeah, it's a little dicey. Um, that's a little think about CMT range trading, right? So, CMT teaches you to trade with the trend. So, for example, like in a bull flag, right? You want to long the bottom of the flag, but you don't want to short the top of the flag, right? Because the trend is likely to continue, and it could at some point just break out. So, like when you're range trading, like something like Link, if you look at like Link on the daily chart, it's just super sideways for like 6 8 months with a well-defined upper and lower boundary, and that's fine. Like because you don't really have a trend and you have sideways, you can range trade that. Um, but if you're going to range trade something, you need to know what the trend is and make sure you're not going against the trend. That's like the cardinal rule. Um, we think about how patterns form. And so anytime it's not about naming a pattern, right? It's about knowing how to trade it, right? So anybody, like most people can like identify a head and shoulders, but they have no idea how to play it, right? Because when you identify a head and shoulders, you have to identify not only where it confirms, ideally on a horizontal neck baseline, but where it would invalidate, right? When the right shoulder fails, and then you'd have to be prepared to take a trade in the other direction, right? So, but look, I love you have to have traders of all different styles. You have to have that because like if everyone traded big Ched style, we'd all just be sitting around waiting for good opportunities and nobody be doing anything. You got to have different trading styles, and you have to have people disagreeing about the price in order for the market to move, which is why I always embrace the disagreement. Amand.
That makes sense. It's in a quote I've read that in one of your books you said that if every trader will think the same way, then there won't be directions to trade. There will be one direction. That really makes sense.
It'd be so boring. Exactly. Yeah. If everybody agreed about what the price should be, it would never move. So embrace the disagreement.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but I mean, but still, it's sometimes. I mean, the confusion is still there in my head because, I mean, yeah, that
Uh huh.
makes sense. Like the link example you gave me, I think the similar one goes with
Yeah.
Cosmos Atom lately. But
Oh, let me look at it while you're talking. But go ahead.
yeah,
I'm gonna pull it.
it's just that sometimes in the range we assume that this breakout could be a deviation.
Yeah.
If you're managing the
Yep.
risk, that doesn't really makes a difference because if that is a deviation, then you might just hit a stop loss and on your long, and if it's not a deviation and you are longing it like the CMT
Mhm.
suggests as a trend, then
Sure.
great, you're doing great. But just it's just it hinders my conviction. Sometimes I guess.
But listen, all levels are not created equally. Is the point? Like you have to really trade just the most well-defined levels, and if the chart doesn't have a well-defined level, don't trade it too. So that will allow you to have conviction. Like if you're trading a well-defined level, then you know you can define your risk, right? And if you don't have conviction, stop and go do something else. Go for a walk. So you should never trade without conviction. I don't see anything in ATOM. It's just a slow drift downward. I don't really see much of a range per se in this example. I mean, it kind of looks like a descending triangle getting ready to break down. More than anything, it's got that structure. But like in this case, you would be shorting the bounces like an atom,
Yeah,
or you,
that really makes sense.
yeah.
I'll see with that perspective next time. Thank you so much, Cheds. I really appreciate your books.
Cheers.
I really share the work. Just a shout
Thank
out.
you.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Wow.
See you again.
Appreciate you, man. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
All right. All right, folks. Boone Doc Queens, you've been patient. Queen of Cheddar.
Yeah, oh, I know. I know. That's my shit coin I have. So
Is that really a shit coin?
Listen, yeah, it's a shit coin. I love it though. You know,
That's my name. I'm Cheddar, though. I mean, I'm Cheds, right? So
yeah. So yeah, we had. It's a long story. I'm almost embarrassed to talk about it, but you know, it
okay,
is what it is now. And
yeah.
in fact, we're forking the tokens, so it's been a lot of research and learning, which I've
Sure.
really enjoyed. You know,
Good.
so.
You got to go on a ride sometimes,
Oh yeah, this is definitely a ride. It's been a year long already. So it
Wow.
did, it busted up to like a $2 billion market cap, which was total
My goodness.
bullshit. Yeah, it was crazy. But anyway, speaking of that, one of my favorite quotes from your quote book
Hmm.
is watch your temper. If your blood
Yes.
runs hot, then your trades will run cold.
I love that one. It's so
That
funny.
is, I will say that is probably my favorite one.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Learning to control my emotions during trading I still don't, I still try, but I'm still just kind of a hot blooded person anyway. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I read a couple of good books about that and just concentrating on that.
Mm.
And I did read a really good one a while back, and it was called The Mental Game of Trading.
But
And
Jared
so
Kendall or something? Jared
yeah,
something?
concentrated on greed, fear, anger, discipline, things like that. So
Hmm.
I think once you kind of try to center in on that, you can always have a good thesis going into a trade, but controlling yourself is just a whole other story.
First step is mindfulness. You have to train mindfulness. You
Yeah.
have to start to even like look for, you have to like, first step is to recognize you're angry. I mean, dealing with it's like a whole nother thing, but you have to just train yourself to start to be aware of your emotions. And that's the most important part and the hardest part. And from there, it gets easier.
Yeah. And I mean, I still do that on a daily basis of, figuring out because I kind of do like the range trading, support resistance, just kind of in and out.
Yeah.
That's kind of been the way that I've traded.
Hmm.
That kind of worked for me, not always, of course, but,
Yeah.
that's what I've found that's been the biggest benefit too of joining like Bitcoin Live that I see is that I kind of not really validate or invalidate my thought process because I have my own way of trading,
Yeah.
but it definitely opens my mind. And, I'm retired, so I can spend a lot of time educating myself. I have that luxury. But, for people that don't have the luxury of time, which I say is the biggest luxury in life,
Yeah.
is,
True.
Bitcoin lines live is a huge, huge, huge tool to have in that tool belt. So
Thanks for saying that. Yeah, I'm
I
really,
did want to
really
throw that
proud
out
of it.
at you.
I
um,
like how you get like like the team. We don't get together as a team and like decide what we're gonna say. Like I don't even pay attention to what they say. I just give you like my best, most honest, educated feedback, and then they do the same, and then you get to kind of sample from it, and then that will help add value to your system and your analysis, right? Like we don't have group think or group stink. We just don't do that.
right. That's what I noticed after I joined. I was like, oh wow. And then I started looking at other people, the other contributors' feeds. And so I've just found it very very interesting. The spaces you did last week,
Which one?
man, with when Big Jonas and Scott jumped in,
Yeah, yeah.
I was trying to raise my hand because it's like my fantasy football team. Like I was like, I loved it. I was like, I just wanted to jump in and say hello. So
Sure.
I really, really like that. Speaking of that one, going to go back to that too. With Big Jonas is like 30K kind of bear thesis.
He's just always a bear, and we never agree. We
Yeah.
never agree. I've been doing space. I've been like I've known him most of my life, and we've done YouTube, many, many YouTubes and many spaces, and we never agree on anything. And he's always so bearish.
See, that's my problem. I'm having a hard time because honestly, I kind of agree with that. I just kind of have thought that way before I even said something the other day. I'm having a hard time kind of pulling myself out of that sort of bearish thesis I've had for a while. So,
Yeah, I mean that's okay. I mean, just whatever thesis you have, figure out where you'd change your mind. I mean, I thought we were going to 12K, but
yeah,
I had to change my mind to 18K, and I went long. So
right.
you know,
Yeah.
just if whatever you feel, just start to check yourself and say, okay, where would I change my mind? Like, what would happen for me to change my mind? You know?
Right. I'm still trading it because I'm back in trading now. I'm trading
Yeah.
it, but I'm just trading the straight up price action, you know. But um,
Are you
that's a
journaling too? Are you using the journal?
yeah. I started journaling. I wish I would have done it a long time ago because
Good.
it's really helped me too, you know.
It's
So
unbelievable. It's hard. It's like one of those things where it's like stretching before exercising. Like you don't really want to do it. You want to get into it, but if like you do the stretching, you'll help yourself out. Like it's just a little extra step you have to do. And one of my quotes in the quotes book, and thanks for saying what you said, is the residue of any failed trade is a lesson
mhm.
yet to be learned. Right? That's the residue. That's like what's left over from a failed trade. And it's like if you're not journaling, you're not even gonna like get any value back. Like you need
Right.
to get value back from your losses. It's like the rebate, you know, like all you gotta take that rebate.
Absolutely. I always had a hard time even taking profit. I would sit, you know, back
Of course.
a while back. I wasn't years ago. I wasn't taking in a profit, and I'm like, what am I doing? Just
Yeah.
that, you know, that was a big thing for me too. So but yeah, I just wanted to tell you too that these spaces, I know you've been like really plugging along and these 7 days, 7, 8 days of spaces. I promise you that people have found something in every single one of them. They've been very good.
You're super
I've
kind.
really enjoyed them. The
Thank
ones I missed, I went back and listened to. I had a busy weekend, so
Go watch the other 30 on YouTube. I record them all to my YouTube channel. Eventually
oh,
they're all up there. Yeah.
I've listened to most.
Wow.
I tune in as much as I can. So for
All
sure.
right. All right.
So yeah, just that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to jump in today. Oh, and I did book another cruise. So you
Beautiful.
guys,
Yeah, we did too. We got one booked for next year. So you
yeah,
know, you got to do it. You got to
I
do it.
booked one for next year, and
Hell
I'm
yeah.
impatient. So I booked another one for August. I'm gonna gamble. I'm gonna gamble with hurricane season. So
Yeah. Well, I hope you do well.
yeah, thank you, Cheds. Appreciate
Appreciate you,
it.
folks. I'm going to do a quick reset, and then I'll get to you, Raif, in 1 second, folks. I'm Big Cheds on Twitter. Um, Follow me there if you don't already. I do have a ton of free educational material on my YouTube channel at Cheds Trading. I don't always live stream, not even every week, but there's just a ton of stuff up there. And I've actually live streamed 4 times this week on YouTube. So check out Cheds Trading if you want to learn some really good fundamental classical charting, Japanese candlestick theory. Check out my masterclass playlist. I'm the author of Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. That book is done really well, and you can get a free version of it on my YouTube, Ched's Trading, in the Trading Wisdom playlist. It's the 5-year anniversary for Bitcoin Live. Many of the folks already have mentioned it. I'm a founding analyst. I've been doing market reports there for over 5 years, along with a world-class team. Well, I think the best team in the world that studies crypto. Take a look at the names, and you'll understand why I say that. I do a twice a week full market report, Wednesday and Sunday night. If I'm sick, I'm traveling, I'm on vacation, it doesn't matter. You get to hear from me twice a week. Just did one last night. My report from Wednesday is free. It's public. You can go watch it and see what we do. The sale is ridiculous. It ends in like 8 hours. It's been going on for the last week. That's why I've been so active. Check out the sale. It's my pinned tweet. It's also attached to these spaces. All right, folks, I would love to hear from you. These Twitter Spaces conversations only go on as long as you ask questions. Hit that button in the bottom left. There's 100 of you, only one person who wants to speak. You can make a difference. You can keep this conversation going. You can ask a question and make it interesting. So we'll take Raif. He's been patient. What's up, Raif?
Hey Cheds, how's it going?
Pretty
Big
good.
fan. Thank you so much for doing these, and I can't believe I'm actually talking to you.
I can't believe I'm talking to you. I've always wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, so
I'm
I'm
just
from
kidding.
Saudi
Good to talk
Arabia.
to you.
I
Okay.
trade. I've been trading since the COVID crash. Made a
Okay.
good amount of money just on
Good
Bitcoin,
for
and
you. Good.
now I'm moving to shit coins and meme coins. And my question is, does TA even work on these things? Because
If
I'm
they
trying
have
to find
price
an
history,
entry.
yes. If they have price history, not a
If they
meme
don't,
coins
if they
don't have price
barely
history.
have price history, let's
Then
say for
no, TA
example
doesn't work. No.
yeah, it's so I shouldn't be battering my head trying to find a good entry point or something. Like, I'm trying to find a good entry point, trying to
Yeah.
find where I can get in after a massive pump. Where is it going to cool off to?
Here's the thing. It's like Okay, so there's a couple rules of TA. First of all, you need like TA is like trend analysis based on a historical set of price data, and like your whole goal is to like identify the trend so you can take advantage of movements against the trend, and it's also to identify clear levels of supply and demand so you can structure your risk. And so like with the couple of the rules of TA, like with technical analysis, the longer the time frame, the stronger the signal. So, like you go down to 1 hour, 15 minute, like you can get like a great quote unquote pattern. You may see a head and shoulders or a bull flag, but it's on 15 minutes. So it's not 15 minutes. So it's not like a high confidence signal. These meme coins, they may have a couple days, a week, couple weeks of price history even, but like every signal is low quality at that with that much price history. So, I mean, you're gambling, and that's fine. I mean, you're totally gambling. You're gonna have to find your edge some other way, and it's nothing I can teach you as kind of a pure price guy and who kind of is a little bit more conservative. So,
Gotcha. So
yeah,
basically, look for something with a little bit more price history, something to
yes,
look after. And like,
yes.
how about, for example, okay, this thing doesn't have too much price history.
Which
How
one?
about trading based just on like momentum oscillators? You know what I mean? Whether it's
Don't do
MACD
it.
or whether it's, for
Don't do it.
example, it breaks over the 4-hour 20 EMA and starts holding it as support.
EMA is
Is there
fine. If you want to
any?
use an EMA as support, it's fine. But I don't use these oscillators. Like
Mm-hmm.
every trade idea should come from the price, not the oscillator. You only use an oscillator like a MACD or an RSI or a Williams R or whatever, any of them, to confirm a trade idea you already have from the price. Every single trade idea needs to come from the price, not from an oscillator.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. That was basically my question. Can I use TA on shit coins that
Yeah.
have no price history,
Yeah.
or is it not even worth it?
Good. Well, that was a great topic, man. I'm so glad to have you in the conversation, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, folks. You can join the conversation. We have speaking slots available. The spaces will only go as long as you guys, folks, want to talk. Coin Hector, Elon Cool is your name. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Cheds, been a fan for like a year now. I'm
Thank you.
15, been trading since I was like 12 and a half, 13, demo trading. Got
Okay.
into real trading with real money on Binance like a year or two ago.
Yep.
And I've been following your stuff, been reading your two books, your code book and your main book.
Thank you so
About
much.
75% done with your 50 lessons book. Just wanted to
Wow.
ask you a question. What do you exactly mean by defining risk?
Yes, it's great. Whoa, I love this question. So you need to define your risk before it defines you. You know what I mean by that is like it, I mean that's a little bit poetic when I say it that way. So defining, let me be more specific. So you define your risk. That means very simply the amount of money you're willing to lose, or the amount you're willing to lose in a trade, and that should be based on in classical charting talks about risk to reward, and you want to have an asymmetric. So you want to have, let's say, you want to have a minimum potential to get 3 times the profit as your stop loss will be the loss. And so when you define your risk, that means every time you enter a trade, you have an idea that you can write down and you could convince a skeptic that they should join the trade. And with that is the level in the chart where your trade idea will fail, the level where your idea becomes invalidated. And that's defining your risk, knowing when your idea will fail and sticking to it. Because if you don't stick to your stop loss, now you're riding the downtrend and you are adding to your losers and you are not defining your risk. Your risk is defining you, right? Because you're just going to blow up your account,
Yeah. Yeah,
right? So
makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
every time you risk your money's hard earned money, right? Protect your capital. And when you enter a trade, know where the trade idea will fail and have a really good idea of one that you can explain to someone else. Think about that, right? Like, is this
Yeah, and
trade idea
validation.
clear enough that I could explain it to someone else who is a skeptic? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right. Appreciate you all your support. I have keep an eye on for my fourth book. It will be coming out probably early next year. Trading Journal.
Good luck on that.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you so much, man. Good luck.
Have a good day.
You too. All right, folks. I'm going to wait for more folks who want to come up and talk. I'm going to sit here silently while you folks join the conversation if you want to. If nobody wants to join, I'm okay with that. And I'll move on. I'll go mow the lawn, or I'll water the garden, or I'll do whatever. But that's the deal, folks. So we'll see if anybody. So we'll see if anybody else wants to join the conversation. If not, we'll move on. Let's go with Tobias first, because we heard from Raphael before.
Yeah,
Tobias, what's
sure,
up,
sure.
man?
Hey, how are you doing? I'm fine, thank you.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah. I maybe we just a question to a trade that could be going on right now. I'm looking at Key.
What is that? KEY?
KEY is it? Yes.
Okay, let me pull it up. I don't think I've heard of it before. Is it a altcoin? What is it?
Yeah, some shit coin.
All
But
right.
if I look at
Yeah, baby, shitcoins, baby. Okay.
But if I look at the chart, I kind of like
Yeah.
see it
Wow.
coming into resistance. Now, is that
Yes.
something
Yes.
for a short?
Yes.
How would you
Yeah.
play that? How would you end? I have problems executing trades.
I'd be looking to start to enter a short now. I'd be switching to lower time frame, and I'd be like looking for an up thrust.
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, it's a beautiful bounce, not only lower to upper Bollinger, you've got the daily MA50 coming to you, and you've got the underside of the lost support from April.
Yeah. And where
So
would
this
you
is what I
place
would
the stop
encourage.
loss? Above the MA50?
Yeah. Well, it would depend. So if I'm waiting for an upthrust, I would place my stop loss above the upthrust candle, right? So
Okay.
I probably would wait a little bit. But let's say I was generically, I would say like above. I would take like the May 12th, May 2nd high.
May
Like
2nd.
000069, like 69, that area.
May.
The May 2nd
Yeah,
high. I would
hang on.
probably wait.
I'm just.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
May.
it's just above range lows, and
Uh-huh.
it would be suggestive that the price is recapturing that lost support. So that's like if I was just to pick a generic level before the price had formed, a short for me. Even here, I mean, it's touching the upper Bollinger. This is area of interest.
Yeah.
You should be looking to fade the move.
Yes. But are you setting limit orders then, or are you entering with market now? I mean, we're right at the Bollinger Band on the daily.
I'm not entering yet. I personally, again, I'm not entering right now. I would probably wait for an up thrust.
Mm-hmm.
And once I entered on an up thrust, I might do a market order. I might do a limit order. I might mix it up. Because remember, I'm entering multiple positions at the same trade.
Yeah.
So I can
That is a good that's a good point. How do you do it? Where do you trade most of your? Is it Bing X?
I don't speak about that publicly.
Okay, fine. Yeah, fair enough. But you can actually hold several positions, or you're working with partial
Absolutely.
take profits and stop losses.
No, I use several positions for the same trade.
Okay.
That allows me to be more flexible with profit taking.
Yeah, I understand.
They're all generally going to have the same stop loss, very similar stop loss initially,
Okay.
with some variance.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I understand. Yeah, because a lot of platforms you don't allow you parallel positions or at least they're not shown as that.
I think they should. Why wouldn't they? They don't want your action. I
No,
mean, come on.
but they add it up. So if I have a long or whatever, and I add to it, then it will be shown in one position. Of course, I can handle it as several with taking partial profits and stop losses.
I will say about Key though, I wouldn't be surprised to see it continue. I mean, there's some evidence of accumulation. There's some strong evidence of accumulation. If you look at the volume on the green candles versus the red in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand wanting to short, and I was a little bit very clear on that earlier, but I would very firmly stick to a stop loss in this case because we do have evidence of accumulation as well.
Do you think it could break that level? In other words,
absolutely,
yeah,
sure,
okay, yeah. I see that as well. It looks pretty strong.
yes, yep. So I'm still would be willing to take a short based on price structure, but I would be probably extra careful. I would be extra diligent in abandoning the short trade if the price continued.
Yeah, makes sense.
All
right,
right,
thank you.
Thanks, man. Let's go with Raphael. Raphael, what's
Hey,
up, buddy?
I just want to know about the ledger. You guys were talking about the ledger, but I didn't hear. What do you think about the ledger?
I
What's
think
going
it's
on?
unfortunate. I think it's pretty scary from what I understand. And again, I'm not a fundamental analyst. This is not what I've studied professionally or what I teach, but seems unfortunate. It seems that is a backdoor, or there could be a backdoor, and it speaks to the one of the challenges in this space of where you can tell people responsibly where to hold their coins. And I don't know what
Damn.
the answer is.
Oh, that's bad.
It is absolutely bad from what I think and from what I know. And again, the caveat is I'm not a fundamental analyst, but it does look bad to me.
Measures to be made. Damn. Okay, thanks.
All right, brother. All right. Let's go coin heist. What do you want to say, man? Good to have you back. Coin Hector. And we'll get you after that, Duclair. Coin Hector, what's up, man?
Hey, bro.
Yo.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, how
Mm-hmm.
can I keep myself on my trade theory? I always contradict myself and just become confused.
So
And
here's a couple things. You have to work in your own personal discipline. That's outside of charting. You need to start exercising more. You need to start using trading journal. You can work on mindfulness, even a regular journal. Work on mindfulness. Find ways to add discipline to your life. Take away the treats a little bit. Take away some of the stuff you do for fun, and build up discipline. Yearn discipline. Crave discipline, and find ways to restructure your daily habits. And until you do that, you're not gonna do well with trading.
yeah, just one more question.
Yep.
What do you think about lunar cycles and their effects on the market? I personally don't believe in them,
Uh-huh.
but when I just plot them on the chart, they're
Uh-huh.
insanely accurate.
Yeah, I don't
Lunar
really.
cycles.
I mean, I don't look at stuff outside the chart. Certainly not lunar cycles. But if just for fun, I would say that we are emotional creatures. We are
Yeah,
animals, even though we think of ourselves as not. We're intelligent animals, and our bodies are mostly water. And there's studies in psychology that people, like are more emotional during certain phases of the moon. So perhaps there's some connection, but there's not. I don't think that's something you can trade on. I mean, I think it's something fun to think about, but that's not
yeah,
something you
yeah,
can
just
trade
for
on.
fun. Yeah,
So don't trade on that stuff. All right.
yeah.
No disrespect to Marin or whatever, and whatever she does, but not my thing. So, thanks, man. Good luck. Let's go to Duclair. Thanks for being patient. Good to
Hey,
see you
what's up,
again.
man?
How you doing? How you hanging?
Good. Weather's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
I've been building a dividend portfolio with some of my crypto gains. I was wondering what you thought of the
You're
chart
not the
of
only
W.
one, brother. You're not the only one, brother.
I know that's why I wanted to see what you thought about the chart on WPC
Okay.
price setup for a long term accumulation. Where
Let me
it's
go
at.
take a look real quick. I just stepped away 1 second to do something, but yeah. What is that? WPC? What is that?
Yeah, WP Carry
What is that?
Incorporated. I don't know, but my I don't know what it is yet. I just got a tip from a guy at work. He's been trading for years and years, so I've been
Yeah.
asking him too
Is
what
he
he's
trading or
been.
is he investing?
No, he's investing. He
Okay, because
does
big
it. I
difference.
think
Yeah.
he does it within a IRA actually,
IRA.
but
WPK, what? The Canadian stock? Impact?
no WPC.
WPC, WPK. Oh, it's a REIT. One thing I do know about REITs is that, from what I understand, you can't get the qualified dividend, which is unfortunate, right? With qualified dividends, you own them. Again, folks, I'm not an investment advisor. I'm literally just a price nerd, chart nerd. But from what I understand, um, you hold dividends for 60 days. You get them at the qualified dividend rate. With REITs, you don't get that because there's no management structure or something like that. You can read about it. So just the caveat why I don't accumulate REITs is you cannot get the qualified dividend, from what I understand. So that's that one
Oh,
thing. So I would look into that. I do goofy looking chart on the daily. Let's see. Let me step back. Okay, it's at a base, a multi-month base. Let's pop to weekly now. All right. I mean, weekly I'm at 200, so it's not a bad chart. If you zoom out a little bit, look at the weekly chart. Let's look at the details. 6.5 dividend. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I mean, if you're looking to accumulate this, I like it's an uptrend in the weekly chart. It's testing the MA20. it could go lower. Could certainly go down to the low 60s. Get like a brief dip below, like we did back in 2020. But look into that. Look into that thing about the dividend, like the tax dividends for REITs versus other dividend funds, and like that might be a consideration.
Yeah, that's a good heads up. I'll definitely check that out when I look into it.
Yeah, and again,
Thanks, man.
folks, I'm not a tax guy. I'm just like a dude who's telling you what I think and may or may not be right. So, that's it. So, yeah, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Looks like we're wrapping it up. Nobody else wants to speak. This is episode 41 of Bitcoin Ask Me Anything. If you enjoyed this Twitter Spaces series, it's a candid conversation with me and you. No holds barred. Ask me anything. And these get uploaded to my YouTube channel at Cheds Trading. Of a wonderful library of new trader material that I'm very proud of. I'm continuing to build. JDCD, what would you like to say?
Hi, Cheds. Thank you for
Hi.
your spaces. I've been following you for a while now, and I wanted to thank you for all the effort you do.
No, thank you, my friend. I'm glad you joined today.
I have a question I've been thinking about for some time. I've heard several people say that a resistance level gets weaker every time you tap it or you get to it.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Is that true? Is it the same
Yes,
for a support level?
absolutely.
I've been hearing that the 30,500 level is a very strong
Yep.
one, but
It's not that strong. No, it's not that well. It's okay. I'd say it's like a medium in terms of how well defined it is. It's really not that strong. No.
so it's basically the same with the support and the resistance. That let's say,
So here's the two rules of thumb you want to kind of keep in mind, right? We're talking about classical charting principles,
yeah,
Western TA, and I talk about this a lot. I would encourage you to go to my YouTube and look at the masterclass series,
yeah,
the masterclass playlist. I kind of talk about all this stuff. So the more times a level is tested, the more likely it is to break. That's number one. Number two, though, the more times it's tested, the more important it is. The more well defined it is, the more significant the price interaction is with that level. So those are the two rules of thumb you want to keep in mind.
okay. For instance, the 25
Yep.
0.2 level has been
25.
tested.
It's a zone. It's a zone between 25 and 25.5. That's the zone. It's not necessarily. It's not like 25.2. It's a zone between 25 and 25.5. Yeah.
That zone has been tested twice as a resistance.
It's the most important level in the chart.
Yeah, that would. How could you define that zone as a strong one? It's just
the most. It's the most well defined level right now on the Bitcoin chart. I mean, without a question. All right. I mean, that's the neck baseline of the head and shoulders that just completed. It's a well-defined support resistance flip that the price is flipped and is now consolidating above. You have to lean bullish on any consolidation or retest above that level, and it's a pretty binary above or below. And below it, you're a little bit more cautious and wait to see if where the next high or low falls. But that's without question. There's no debate. That's the biggest level in the chart.
Okay, even stronger than the 30,500 zone.
I mean, like 10 times stronger. Yeah, it's the most. It's not even. Are you? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
goodness, my friend. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, I explained all. You can go watch Bitcoin Live right now. The sale. If you don't want to join, that's cool. But you could. There's my report from Wednesday night is free. You can go watch it. And any of my YouTube streams. I mean, it's not even close. You can't compare those levels.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was fun. We got one more here. Sad Cavs fan. Sad Cavs fan. What's up,
Hey,
man?
I'm at work, so I'm just gonna try to keep it quick and brief. I saw the price action yesterday on Render, and I just wanted to. I know you noted the
Sure.
upthrust; that was insane. I just wanted to see how you would play it from here.
So let's see. Let's go back to daily chart. It's quite an upthrust. It's an upthrust, but I'm looking to buy the dip personally. It would be around the first level I'm looking at is around $2, and then the next level might be around like 180, 185. There's a generalized rising demand structure on Render. I mean, most people call it a trend line. I don't think about it like that. Like there's no line. There's only a trend. but you can draw that trend line from like, the March lows on the daily chart, end of March lows, beginning of April lows, and then kind of the mid-May lows. You see that trend that I'm talking about? Oh, you're at work. Maybe
No,
you're not
it's
looking
fine.
at it,
I'm
but
not on my chart, but I bought it like a
so it's
dollar
one of those
70, dollar
situations where,
80.
yeah, one of those situations where even though it's like it just had a nasty up thrust, I'm looking to buy the dip once it cools off a bit. Like it's not like I'm jumping in here, right? So you could either go long if the price, recaptured the level that formed the upthrust, not the top of the wick, but the level that the upthrust was a violation of. You could use that, or for me, I'd kind of wait for it to drop back down to where it cooled off in early February, right around $2, or maybe even again from there. Then I would drop to 180, and that's how I would play it. I would play those two levels.
Cool, thanks, Cheds. And last thing, I don't know why it always sticks in my head. This might not even be
Yeah,
true. That wicks like to get filled. Is that even like a thing
yeah,
or?
absolutely. It's pretty much the case.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, think about like a hammer candle, in candlestick theory. Eastern TA, like the best, and I write about this in Trading Wisdom as well, and it's one of my quotes and trading quotes I think too. Like the best reverse entries often come on a retest of a reversal candle's support range. In a good hammer, it's going to be the midpoint of the candle. You usually shouldn't go to the bottom of it, but you get great entries on retests, absolutely. And yeah, I'd say probably most wicks do get filled over time. Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it, Cheds. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for hanging out, folks. A beautiful day. You hear the birds chirping. I'm chirping with you here on Twitter. We're having a good time. It's been a wonderful week. This is Spaces number 8. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is the 8th one I've done in the last 8 days. Kind of crazy. Celebrating the Bitcoin live sale. It ends tonight. It's the best team in the world that studies crypto, and you can join for 3 months for $27. It's kind of absurd. The regular price, there's 3 options, monthly, quarterly, yearly. And even for me, the regular price is really way too low. I mean, it's way too low, but it's a great deal for what you get when you join. So for me personally, it's a twice a week full market report, Wednesday, Sunday night. I do not skip. Even if I'm not feeling it, I do it. And most of the time I am feeling it. I put my heart into it. It's a wonderful team. Check it out. Check out the free reports on the public blog. Most of what I do is free, and I enjoy that. My whole motto is to help new traders avoid my old mistakes. And in that light, you can check out all the stuff I have on my YouTube channel at Cheds Trading. Other than that, folks, I'm going to sign off and just say I hope everybody's doing well. I will talk to you soon. Big Cheds out. All right, episode 41. There might be one. I think there's one or two more left until we're completely caught up. I did a lot for the sale, and these conversations are just too valuable not to back them up. So I put them on this Twitter Spaces playlist. It's just a wonderful learning resource. Hope you enjoy it. Talk to you soon. Big Cheds out.